climate change, renewable energy and land use.
Hi guys, I hope you're good. This video is going to be a little bit different. I've come here to the Gambia in West Africa. It's the smallest country in mainland Africa, surrounded on three sides by Senegal, with a 50-mile Atlantic coastline to the west. The country lies either side of the Gambia River, which the country is named after. I was many years overdue a beach holiday and a bit of winter sun. We had a great time with the right balance of fun activities and relaxation. Of course, I wasn't going to leave without getting out on a boat on the water. After navigating some typical Gambian roads, we made it to the river, where we took a 2-hour ride on a pirogue boat. The boats are steered by two crew. This is Mosa and Captain Moti, who are our guides for the day. They steered us out through the mangroves, where you can see oysters growing. These are harvested at low tide by local women. The meat is sent to local hotels and markets, and the shells are used to make cement and paints. You can see a heron just there in the opening of the mangroves. There were loads of opportunities for bird watching on this visit, and these young boys here are fishing for tilapia. These sailing boats have all arrived from Europe. There are no mooring fees here in the Gambia, so you could stay as long as you like. We had a few minutes of rain during our trip, but the temperature was still around 30 degrees. This climate attracts a lot of migratory birds from Europe during the winter, like this whimbrel. The river is 700 miles long and home to hippos and crocodiles. Unfortunately, the part of the river we're in is too close to the Atlantic for these animals to live. The ocean was wild and the waves were so strong. It's such a contrast to the calmness out here on the river. These mud banks in the mangroves are full of small crabs. Monkeys hunt them by sticking their tails down the holes that the crabs live in. When the crab pinches, the monkey whips back its tail and the attached crab, and dinner is served. The Gambia is a poor country in terms of money. The population is around 2 million, but I'm sure I saw at least 4 million cars. They're everywhere. In the cities, half of the people are living in poverty, and in the countryside that rises to about 70%. The main industries there are agriculture and fishing, as well as tourism. I can honestly say that it is the friendliest country I have ever visited. A 5-minute walk to the beach could take 3 times that, with people stopping to talk to you, and not just people trying to sell you things. Never at any point did I feel unsafe. The most difficult cultural difference for us was that many people don't get paid and they rely on tips, so you never know in advance how much anything's likely to cost. In the end, the boat trip for me and Matt and our driver Ebu was about 2,800 dalasi, which is just under £45. I thought for me the most difficult thing would be seeing how animals live compared to at home. It was a YouTube channel from a vet's clinic that sparked my interest in visiting the Gambia. But the thing that got me the most, surprisingly, was the children. They would flock to the tourists in hope of a few sweeties or the chance to shake our hands or play in the sea. They would chase after the car, calling Tubab, which is Mandinka for white person.
Now when they go back home, they will tell the mom, today I shake hand with Tubab.
Hello.
It was so pure and happy. It just felt so grim that most of them will never get the same chances as most Western kids. And that word, tubub, its literal translation is boss. Gambia is a former British colony and was one of the biggest exporters of slaves. Today it still suffers from political difficulties. There was a strong presence of peacekeeping soldiers and a lot of police checkpoints, but the people seem so determined to keep things stable and ensure more tourists come to visit. A lot of the people we met have come here multiple times, and it's really easy to see why.
See a small fish jumping.
I was so happy to see lots of cormorants here. It was just like being back home on the moorings. You could stop on this island here on the left-hand side for swimming and exploring. They seem very keen to sell that to all of the tourists, but we weren't really interested.
Always under the mangrove. You know, mangrove is like a nursery for the small fish.
If I had a sailing boat and I knew how to sail and I had a couple of months off of work, I would definitely come to the Gambia. The problem is I might never want to go home. This sunken boat that you see in the distance is nicknamed the Titanic of Gambia. It's full of oysters now. We're nearly back ashore now, but there's still a chance to see some more birds before we go. Before I leave you, here's another of Lorna's random facts. The Gambia is one of only 2 countries in the world whose official name starts with the. The other one is the Bahamas. The reason Gambians were so keen to keep this title when they gained independence in 1965 was so as not to be confused with another recently independent country, Zambia. This was a great way to end our week in the Gambia. If I ever come back, I'm going to see more of the river and maybe even spy a hippo.
Yeah, man, from London to Gambia. London.
London boys and London girls.
Yeah. Chill it down.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye.